Thank you. Today's international basketball, the players will now exchange games.
So Djordjevic and Bazarevich, the two coaches, great players in their day. Both actually also had a brief amount of time in the NBA, but really established their careers playing in Europe and also for their national teams. Gave us a lot of great moments, and the players really look up to them. Here you have the referees for today: Lanzarini, Mazzoni, and Porsanidis of Greece. So 2 Italian referees and 1 Greek referee. And we're going to have a look at the rosters, and I'll let you take it over from here, Josh, talking about this Serbian roster.
Yeah, so obviously Serbia coming off a big win yesterday against Latvia. Bogdan Bogdanovic, no question, the star of this team. 30 points yesterday to go along with 4 assists. But then you also got a lot of help from Macevan, who a lot of key points in the game, you know, was the guy that they went to in the post, and he kind of ran the offense through him. And take a look at the starting lineup. Jovic, Bogdanovic, Lucic, who got a little bit of foul trouble and ended up fouling out yesterday, and then Vrcevic coming in for Macevan in the starting 5, and then Kuzmic rounds it off. So interestingly enough, you know, they're deciding not to go with Macevan, maybe giving him a little bit of rest early on here. We'll see. He's still definitely in the lineup. Meanwhile, looking over at Russia, you know, they're led by Alexei Shved, had 22 points yesterday. He had a lot of help inside from the big man, Timofey Mozgov, who ended up with 20 points, getting to the free throw line 17 times. Very, very aggressive. But he did, and that was off the bench as well. Did not start the game yesterday, and he's not going to be starting today. That's going to be starting 5 of Kostov, Shved, Dmitry Kuligin, Ivlev, and Voroncevic, who had won a tough night last night against Turkey, but coach still showing the faith in him.
So a lot of experience, really, especially in the Russian team. But don't forget, Djordjevic has guided Serbia to runners-up finishes at the last World Cup and also at the Olympics. Alexei Shved hit the game winner. He also had the 22 points. And you can see he was a member of the bronze medal winning teams at EuroBasket 2011 and 2012. And what about Jovic? He brings a real physicality to the game. And again, a silver medal winner with Serbia at the Olympics. And he also finished runners-up to the United States at the World Cup. And I'm sure Alexander Djordjevic would like to have Milos Teodosic here, but you have to say with the type of game that Jovic plays, he's been able to really kind of have a real defensive juggernaut out there leading the way.
Definitely, and you know, usually Serbia might not always be known for their team defense. You know, a lot of times you mentioned Teodosic was almost like a funnel for driving lanes. But Jovic, not the case. 4 steals yesterday to go along with 8 assists. Definitely difference makers. And take a look here at Bazarevich, coach for Russia, getting his guys ready to tip off here shortly.
Bazarevich was asked about, you know, the confidence. Was he concerned about the confidence of Alexei Shved? You know, after he missed a couple of shots last night and before he took the game winner, he said, I don't have any issues with his confidence. If anything, he's overconfident. That's what he has to worry about with Alexei Shved. He's got so much confidence. I think he meant it more as a compliment.
Definitely.
And Shved, sure enough, went out and hit the game-winning shot. And you can't say enough, in my opinion, about that man right there in front of the screen, Vladimir Lucic. He really came out. He may have fouled out, but boy, you knew he had played in a real battle out there, and he'd been a real warrior for Serbia. He was terrific.
A couple of his fouls were just wrong place, wrong time. A couple times he got hit himself, and then they called a foul on him. But he definitely hit some big shots against Latvia. You know, 2 big threes early on, a lot of big hustle plays. So we expect him to, you know, play a few more minutes tonight, stay out of foul trouble, and keep contributing.
Well, good afternoon here, folks. Late afternoon in Istanbul. It's the FIBA EuroBasket, and it's the game between Serbia and Russia. And it's Serbia wearing the red jerseys tonight, And it's Russia in the whites. And Lucic, we were just talking about him. And he starts off fine tonight, hitting a wide open corner three-pointer.
Great start there for Lucic. Not affected by fouling out yesterday. Knocks down a corner three. A little bit too open, actually. Russia makes it to make sure they communicate defensively.
Well, it's going to be Cooligan over on the baseline, and you have to wonder, watching him last night play against Turkey, if he's starting to have more and more of a prominent role in this team. I mean, he's getting the start tonight. Maybe not getting the minutes that he would want at CSKA Moscow, but certainly has an opportunity here with Russia.
Yeah, Cooligan really came on in that second half yesterday after a rough start. Only had 6 points, but there were 6 big points.
So what's interesting, Josh, is you know, a lot of the hype about this game goes with Mozgov playing in the low post as well as Marjanovic, and both those guys coming off the bench.
Yeah, those two big guys obviously still in the NBA at the moment. Marjanovic came in with such an impact yesterday, matching up against Porzingis. They just couldn't handle him inside, had 13 points.
Now Bercevic just called for the foul, running into Varncevic. Shved dribbles between his legs and then loses the ball out of bounds, but the ball was batted off of Serbia.
Ball control is going to be a pivotal thing here today. 7 turnovers last night for Alexei Shved. Just can't have that from your point guard. And Kostov also had 6. So for your backcourt to get 13 turnovers as Bogdanovic gets the block.
Wow, what a play from Bogdanovic. I mean, he just continues to make plays on both ends of the court here in this EuroBasket. It's going to be really interesting watching his progress for the next year or so. Going over to the NBA, Sacramento, inbounds pass. And good defense from Jovic. Not wanting to give up the easy one. Shved right about where he was last night when he hit the game winner and picks right up where he left off. So Russia with a 5-3 lead. Lucic over to Bogdanovic. And he is facing some pressure around the perimeter. They get it to Kuzmic, and he gets it off. I don't know if he got off in time, but Djordjevic, I think, saying the pass needs to be made a little bit faster. This was Shved uncorking his first 3 of the game. Shved again. Runs it off, gets it back from Iblev again, and hits another 3. And actually that was closer to where he hit the 3 last night, a full meter behind the arc. And we were talking about him last night on the way back to the hotel. He used to be much more of a slashing type guard, and really the three-point shot for him has really become his main weapon, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday his first 6 shots were all 3-pointers, and you mentioned the confidence. You know, no hesitation on that catch and release by Shved.
Well, Iblev goes out and lets Jovic know about it. And quite clearly, here, look at this. Hands it back. He's comfortable. That's his range. And Russia wanting to make the same type of point that Latvia did is that they can be physical too. Look at Varncevic, and comes up with a steal, hands it off, gets it back from Shved. Varncevic. Posting up. Turns around at the line. Much better from him, shooting over Lucic.
Great start here by Russia. Vronsevich, who couldn't even get in the box score yesterday with no points, starts off with a nice little jump shot at the elbow.
Well, timeout. Djordjevic has seen enough. He wants to discuss this. Remember, Serbia trailed yesterday at one point 22-10 against Latvia. And then they came out of a timeout and went on an 8-0 run. Look at Djordjevic. Do you think he has an issue with intensity? I don't think so. I think he has plenty of intensity. There's the field goal shooting early.
No, Djordjevic is the kind of coach you want to play for because he's going to get the best out of you. And if you don't bring it, you will be on that bench, that's for sure. 10-0 run here by Russia in the first couple of minutes. They got off to a tough start yesterday on the offensive side against Turkey. Really struggling with Turkey's pressure. You know, we were discussing whether or not Serbia will bring out a similar kind of full-court pressure. You know, maybe that's not their game. Maybe that's not what they've been practicing. But Russia has shown they kind of struggle a little bit with that backcourt pressure. And Jovic is the kind of guy who can definitely bring that.
Vornasevich eager, and again, Djordjevic, you could see, not happy. Vornasevich eager to get last night out of his mind.
Here's some little pressure from Russia. A little 1-2-2 zone press.
And the pass over to Lucic.
Serbia taking Bogdanovic out of the game. Not happy with his defense.
Also, Milosavljevic is in. The ball goes right through the hands of Kuzmic. And a foul called on Kuzmic.
Pulling on the jersey.
Now Schmid. Beautiful pass from him. Ivlev back outside to Cooligan. And then Cooligan left his feet. And had the shot, had the ball just taken away from him.
Again, we talked about Lucic posting up there. Does a little bit of everything.
Well, Kostov picks up the foul, and now we're going to see Mozgov come in, and this is Lucic again with that shot. We see Mozgov come in, so Djordjevic immediately brings Marjanovic into the game. So watch this matchup now in the low post. And look at that, beautiful play, and Marjanovic missed the dunk, but drew the foul.
Good find there. Marjanovic makes himself a pretty big presence there inside.
Now what is Mozgov complaining about? Is he saying somebody's tugging on his shorts? Watch this.
Claims he didn't touch him.
Just says he got all ball. The problem that you've got in that situation, if you look at the free throw shooting percentages in the tournament for both teams, is that whenever you bring that arm down, give that referee a chance to make that call.
And the thing about Marjanovic and Mozgov, obviously both really big guys, but nice touch of the free throw line, which is huge for a big man.
Yeah, we saw at one point Mozgov hit 10 of his first 11 free throws last night, and Marjanovic was silky smooth as well in his game. Mozgov missed a few in the fourth quarter. Vornasevich bounce pass, and Milosavljevic comes around. I believe he's going to pick up the foul. No, it's going to be Vircevic. Vircevic comes out, and now Matchback comes in. Vircevic goes out. Interesting how Djordjevic likes to use his rotation.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot throughout this tournament where, you know, not necessarily your best five are going to start the game. A little bit of strategy by the coaches.
And again, the Marjanovic factor draws the foul.
Think about how many times yesterday we saw Machvan on the post, in the post, catching the ball, taking his time and making the right play. Whether it was, backing down his own man or finding somebody cutting to the basket or a shooter spotting up. Machvan with 14 points and 10 rebounds yesterday. Might have been the second best player outside of Bogdanovic.
Speaking of Varsevich trying to raise his game, no doubt Fritzen wants to get back to that A-grade level that he can play at. He wasn't that impressive last night.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier. He was 15 for 23 from 3 at the 2015 EuroBasket. Averaged 15 points a game, but it's pretty quiet yesterday. We see him here traveling on his first touch. It's not the best way to start. As he apologizes to his teammates.
Eddie Castile's the coach of Belgium, charting, scouting these two teams. Two teams that Belgium will have to play. Not going to be an easy road for the Lions. Got that one win against Great Britain. They lost pretty decisively today against Latvia. 13 on the shot clock. Russia were up 10-3, and since Marjanovic has come in, he's reeled off 5 straight points. Now he's trying to post up. Moskov catches it, scores! 7 consecutive points from Marjanovic.
He single-handedly brings them back to a tie game.
But that was a
one-handed jump shot, push shot, hook shot.
Shved misses from the first time from that area. Now Lucic with the board. And he's going to take it all the way. And he draws the foul.
And what a luxury to have a guy who can go get you the rebound and take it coast to coast. Strong ball.
He's a high flyer.
He is.
Timeout, Bazarevich in Russia.
Не меняйтесь с матчем, нам надо заступать. Потому что потом это лучший игрок, который здесь посту разбирается.
Well, there were numerous times last night when it seemed that Russia were going to blow a big lead and fall to Turkey. But they made just enough plays down the stretch to win it. Look at it coming from the bench. All of that is Marjanovic, 7 points. Now, I mean, he's coming from the bench, but he could easily start. You'd almost expect him to start this game.
Yeah, it's interesting. And you mentioned as soon as Mozgov came off the bench, when Marjanovic came in, he's gotten the better of the Russian big man so far. But you expect Mozgov to come back.
Now, do you think that maybe, with that being said, Bazarevich might say, okay, I'm going to remove Mozgov and put Ivlev back in, and maybe Djordjevic will take Marjanovic out?
That's interesting. That'd be interesting.
I doubt it, but maybe.
I do doubt it. What's interesting also is that Kuligin, the younger Kuligin, Mikhail Kuligin, Dimitri's younger brother, coming in the first quarter, despite only playing a couple minutes yesterday in the second half. So again, the rotation's very, very different depending on the matchup here.
So Vladimir Lucic and makes the first. 28 years of age now. He's a part of this national team setup really for the last 4 years. I've always talked about would he come in, would he be in the team, but injuries always prevented him from making it. Nice play from Kuligin. Now he's being guarded by Jovic. Shved. Shot clock winding down. Has to go a little one-on-one. Back outside to Kuligin. Gorncevic has to put it up and misses. So shot clock had already expired before Schmidt got his hands on the ball. And the drive from Jovic, the bounce pass to Lucic, and Russia battling each other for the rebound, and Lucic gets it back and scores. And I think he's going to be warned for hitting the ball as it goes through the hoop. If it happens again, they'll call it technical.
And a great way for Lucic to stay with it, despite missing the first attempt. Grabs the offensive rebound and puts it back in. He's already got 7 points now. Lucic and Marjanovic with all the points for Serbia so far.
Šved gets in the lane, puts up a nice little runner. The ball comes out. Now Milosavljevic looks to make the killer pass. Hands it off to Matchman. And Marjanovic loses it to Mozgov. Mozgov, pump fake, and didn't look quite like the finished article on that one, did he?
Yeah, a lot of contact. No foul call, but the ball's going to stay down here with Russia. Mozgov looking around saying, I shot 17 free throws yesterday. You can't send me to the line on this trip?
Yeah, the difference is he's being guarded by somebody that's even bigger than he is.
He's got some blood potentially here. So has to come out of the game.
So Ivlev is going to come back in, something I don't think he did last night, did he? Once he sat down.
Oh, it's not going to be
they're going to bring in
Ivlev.
Antonov. They're going to bring in Seaman Antonov. Pridzen leans into it. Now Marjanovic thinks about going all the way down.
Yeah, one dribble and coaching staff kind of stood up. Please get the ball up, find the outlet. Bogdanovic back in the game now. Quiet so far.
Cooligan with the rebound, and also a contact issue, it appears, for Mozgov. So they've gone from trailing 10-3 to now leading it 14-10. And no sign of this run stopping for Serbia. Look at the tournament average. 30 points is what he had against Latvia. Only makes 1 of 2. Of course, he's very comfortable in this arena, having played for Fenerbahce. And Cooligan hits a deep 3. So that snaps a 12-0 run by Serbia. Marjanovic turns, puts it up, and again with the push-up. Gosh, he's tough.
To be able to have that touch at that size is almost unfair.
That's
In a lot of
incredible.
ways.
Antonov was getting right up in his face. Hooligan bounce pass, and Antonov goes hard to the basket and draws the foul.
See the replay there.
Milosavljevic steps right in front, hoping to seal his progression. He comes out of the game now, and Micic comes in. Makes the first. I'll tell you, that is an interesting substitution for Mozgov, isn't it?
Yeah.
You would have thought Ivlev was coming in, and he says, no, we're going to go to Antonov. He's actually pretty capable out there.
Yeah, he's working hard here, trying to prevent the ball from getting to Marjanovic.
Now he
doesn't
turns.
really matter.
And
He
reaches
gets his
in,
hand on the
knocks it
ball.
away.
Wow.
Inspired substitution, but then in a rush to get an easy one, tries to pass to Zubkov, and he turns it over.
Wow, nice little move by Machvan.
Uses the glass. Good pass to Cooligan, open, but this time short. Goes out of bounds, back to Serbia. Matchman takes it all the way down, ends up with Bogdanovic. He gets it to Marjanovic, and shows he's human by missing, but Zubkov and Russia not able to keep Matchman off the glass.
An unselfish play there by Bogdanovic. Had the three, decided to go inside to the hot hand Marjanovic, and Machvan able to get inside position for that rebound.
So both free throws made. And he's looking on here. It's back to a 6-point lead in the final minute of the first quarter. And the pass down low to Antonov, gets it over to Kovstov, wide open, and a three is good. When you're that open, you got to take it, and he makes it.
Great ball movement by Russia. Able to find the open man off the pass and cut, kicking it back out as Serbia not able to rotate in time.
And Bogdanovic threw it off the rim. And great hustle from Matchman, but not able to save it.
If that would have gone in, play of the week, hands down.
So a chance here. Lucic is going to go out. And Lazic.
You see Kirilenko there in the background, applauding Machvan for his hustle.
Marko Lazic makes an early appearance. Milosavljevic comes back in as well. Marjanovic goes out, and Vircevic comes back in. So some changes here. And you would imagine with Shved on the court that he would be the one they would want him to get the ball. And now they're switching on him. He ends up coming up. He's got it with 7 seconds to go.
Pull up three.
Pulls up for three, and almost Antonov was able to get there before the buzzer. The tap didn't go anyway. So 1 quarter in the books, and it's Serbia leading at 21-18.
Na tebi udvajaju svaki put. Znači ovaj koji pravi...
Take a look at the stats here. You see Russia doing a lot of damage from the three-point line, going 4 for 8, while Serbia, obviously with Marjanovic, beasting everybody inside, also getting to the free throw line to go 8 for 9. Alexei Shved understands that people are going to close out hard on him because they know he wants to shoot that three. Nice little pump fake and side dribble.
Okay, a couple of interesting scores played at other groups today. France on top of Greece at halftime, 55-36. That game being played in Helsinki. And Greece, of course, winning their first one against Iceland. France losing in overtime to Finland. And Germany look like they've got a great chance of going to 2-0. They're up 67-57 on Georgia in the fourth quarter with 1:45 to go. Georgia won their first game as well. So second quarter action underway. Kopstov, Jovic, Antonov stays out there. He's got a little extra bounce in his step. Here's Shved, gets in the lane and puts up a, and he wanted to foul as well.
Shved showcasing himself as one of the best players at this tournament here in the first couple of days.
He really has. Bogdanovic. And his attempt is long, and now Kurbanov in the game with the rebound. There's Shved again, shake and bake, and hits it this time and draws the foul. He was asking for the foul on the last one, didn't get it, but he asked this time and he received. Look at this.
And just able to create so much space. You know, he has a height advantage over the guys who are guarding him, but he also is very shifty with his ball handling and pulling up at the elbow rather than getting all the way to the basket. And that just shows the maturity in this game. Doesn't always need to get to the rim. Just use this, take what the defense gives you. Whether it's open three or an open mid-range.
So Russia back in front, and it's that man Shved. Shved, how about that? The Shved load of points leading the way. 11 points. And now a foul on the perimeter. So Marjanovic back in the game.
2 fouls on Mozgov as he gets elbowed in the head. Tough call for him. This is the matchup right here.
Marjanovic this time misses. He likes that one-handed push shot, doesn't he?
Yeah, not the most fundamental. Ooh, what a great screen by Mozgov.
And Lazic went down, now he's chasing Kopstov, and that time Kopstov's pass intercepted by Jovic. Good read by Kurbanov, but Marjanovic able to control it. Shot clock winding down, Bogdanovic.
A lot of dribbling here.
There was only going to be one result on that one. No, he misses. It was long, and then Kopstov. And a foul called on Jovic.
Hey, flash this!
I think he must have got him on a shirt tug.
Yeah, smart play by Kopstov there, just kind of going down after feeling a little bit of contact.
No, he just had his left hand on him a little bit to stop his progress. And Lazic goes out. Kuzmic and Matsvan back in, Lucic as well. So Djordjevic not wanting to mess around here, sensing the change in momentum. I'll tell you what, there is not a more physical player on the court than Vladimir Lucic. I mean, he gets his nose into everything, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does have a slim kind of figure, but it doesn't mean that he can't get in there with the bigger guys.
Well, I watched him play a few years at Valencia in Spain, and he invariably would end up getting injured because he just went so hard all the time. But he's a hard man. Mozgov passes it back outside to Kopstov.
Kopstov didn't catch it cleanly, which kind of affected his shot. But Mozgov draws the foul on Kuzmic, battling for the offensive rebound.
So finally one goes Mozgov's way. Here it is again. Look at this. They're wrapped up down there. Inbound pass to Kurbanov.
Fall asleep.
Goodness me, how do you give that one away? And no surprise there with Sved involved.
Solid screen set for Kurbanov as he just dove to the basket for the alley-oop on the baseline inbounds. You don't see that every day.
Well, this is the second time that Bogdanovic is going to come out of the game. You look again at the replay. Now, is that a message substitution to Bogdanovic?
Well, he's definitely gotten off to a little bit of a quieter start here with just 1 point so far. It's more about his defense where the coaches are not happy.
And Kurbanov fouls Lucic. Certainly the Serbia team seems to bring out the physical nature of their opponents. I mean, we saw it with Latvia yesterday, and we're seeing it today with Russia. They are not looking like they're going to back down at all. Here's Matchman.
Shot clock winding down.
Absolutely. Milosavljevic for three. Good, right at the buzzer.
And Alexei Shved can just shake his head, as that's pretty much the shot they want them to take.
Shved hands it off. Antonov for three. And that was one of those looking at Bazarevich. Looking at Coach Bazarevich, you can't see him on the screen, but he's kind of like, why are we taking that shot, Seaman Antonov? That was a tough shot there. Jovic puts his head down and takes a tough shot. Look at him get down the ground, and Mozgov was able to throw it off Milosavljevic. Antonov. Now Kurbanov backs his way in, puts it up, and draws the foul on Lucic, and those two are really going at it.
Lucic protesting that call just a little bit. Again, you talked about the physical nature of his play.
I don't think Djordjevic likes the call. Watch this.
So they're both battling.
Yeah, you can understand why a little bit of anger for the team in red and Djordjevic.
We've seen that a lot where guys are just bodying up, arms straight up, and get called for the foul. It's almost like, you know, what am I supposed to do?
Tony over there talking the Italian ref to Djordjevic. Not backing down. And Kurbanov doesn't want to miss free throws. Russia now 3 of 4 at the line. 4-5. Serbia, meanwhile, 8 of 9 at the free throw line. A little bit full court pressure here. Dimitri Kuligin back in the game, and they get it to Matchman, and he goes up and scores.
Matchman, such a reliable player.
He really is. And he plays a lot bigger than he looks, to be honest. Kuligin saw the lane open. He thought Shved was going to go to the corner.
And if you're Kuligin, you might want to take that open three. You're known as a shooter, and you haven't seen that much space all night.
Yeah, it's a great point. Steps out of bounds. So Matchman's going to come out and be replaced by Bogdanovic. You saw him closely guarded there by Kurbanov. Kurbanov has come out and made a nice little impact on the game. Both ends of the floor. Now Shved hands it off. Vorcevic ends up taking a difficult shot. Cooligan, good! And that's what you're talking about. That was a 2.
A long 2, but again, he's a phenomenal shooter. Any space, you got to take it.
Russia go back in front by 2. Milosavljevic, just goes strong to the basket.
And that's a smart drive of Milosavljevic as Antonov is so occupied trying to guard Kuzmic on the post. There's no help side defense.
Shved this time gets it over to Kurbanov in the corner and rattles out.
That's when you got to make when you're that open. A great pass by Alexei Shved.
Inside to Kuzmic, and Kuzmic goes up and misses the easy one. Couldn't be much closer.
Yeah, these are 2 pretty even teams here so far. Obviously fighting for the #1 spot in the standings after 2 days.
Well, after yesterday's performances, you would have thought that Serbia would have been big favorites in this game, in my opinion. So Russia really shown us something today. Vorcevic, a little deep, but they've got to sustain it for 40 minutes.
Great pass.
Nice ahead to Milosavljevic.
Bogdanovic, what a pass off the dribble, full court. Finding Milosavljevic just running down the court, unimpeded.
Milosavljevic really getting it after defensively. Again, over the corner, this time Cooligan. And Bazarevic is going to ask for timeout. Next dead ball. In it goes Kuzmic. And misses.
One referee had it on the ground, the other said 2 shots, so we'll be 2 shots here.
I think Antonov definitely is going to come out. Iliev is coming back in. And we're going to have a timeout first.
And if you're Alexei Shved, and you're breaking down the defense collapses and you're kicking it out, and these guys are missing these open threes.
You're going to have to start taking the shots.
Yeah, exactly, and you can see him, having a little bit of, not a loss of confidence in his teammates, but come on, guys, you got to be able to knock it down.
Каждый раз атакуем не того игрока на пик-н-ролле. Нам атаковать надо Кузьмича на пик-н-ролле. Вся история. Сыграйте такой, флеш-низ. Флеш-сторону.
Bogdane, play.
So,
Sljedeći napad. 2 strana leđa.
see the shooting numbers for both
2
teams.
strana leđa. Izvadi
Russia
šote.
missing their last
Ideš
4
u to.
three-point attempts in the
Bam.
second quarter.
Povuci još malo. Štiki.
Allowing
Lepo
Serbia to
pravi
build a
Bogdane.
2-point lead.
Sačekaj, odavde beži.
By the way, in Group
I
B,
onda
Germany
ideš
have improved to 2-0. Another huge game for Dennis Schroeder today. 23 points for him to lead them to a 67-57 win over Georgia. The only other player in double figures for Germany, Robin Benzing. So as Schroeder goes, so go Germany.
Yeah, this is a tournament filled with quality point guard play. Schroeder, definitely, obviously, the starting point guard for the Atlanta Hawks, one of the best ones we have here.
Yeah, there's not a shortage of big-time players in Istanbul, in Tel Aviv, in Helsinki, in Cluj. And Kuzmic stretches the lead to 3. 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half. And both free throws good. Takes that lead back to 4.
Stimac checks in for the first time here.
Vladimir Stimac. Yep. Iliev hands it off to Kostov. Kurbanov sets the pick. Kurbanov gets in the lane, scores over Bogdanovic. 5 points for him off the bench. Now Stimac has it. Bogdanovic with the shot clock winding down, gets it back inside to Stimac, and Vorcevic reaches around and knocks it out of Stimac's hands. Kostov gets it to Vorcevic, wide open, good! Russia take the lead again.
Sees to the timeout. A great crossover dribble here from Kostov. It finds the open man. Vorcevic with his first three-point shot of the tournament. Djordjevic can't believe what he's seeing right now.
Russia now 5 of 13 from three-point range. And Serbia, despite shooting 56% overall from the floor, trailing. Russia shooting 44% overall.
Again, Russia doing a much better job taking care of the ball here tonight after last night's very, very poor effort. Only 6 turnovers in this first half, and they've forced Serbia into 9 turnovers. And again, we often say this, turnovers are going to be the key to the game. We take a look here at Kurbanov, the nice little fadeaway jump shot in the lane, taking advantage of that height.
I think Turkey were really, last night, trying to harass Russia as much as possible, especially late in the game, in the second half. And certainly they didn't cope with that pressure. Serbia not applying quite as much full court pressure, but nevertheless, good defensive team. And Bazarevic, they've had to come right back today. They've had less time to rest before this game, yet they've more than been the equal of Serbia. And now Bogdanovic's pass intercepted by Iliev. That's coming out of a timeout. Kostov over to Vorcevic. He just hit one, make it 2 in a row.
Same exact play. Kostov finding the open man on the wing.
Vorcevic gave kind of a 3-fingered salute over to.
Look at this battle there inside. It must be a tall task trying to prevent the ball from going inside to Marjanovic. As Ivlev is battling as much as he can.
That's a 50-50, isn't it? Marjanovic is, to put it mildly, a giant problem for whoever he faces. Kalinic back out today watching.
I mean, considering that Ivlev is 2'7" and giving up 14 centimeters to Marjanovic. And he still knocks down 4 for 4 from the free throw line now. 11 points in this first half for Marjanovic.
I wonder what Eddie Castiles has learned in this game, watching these two teams. Vorcevic now. Sets the pick, pops back out. And he gets to the corner. Thought about it. He's going to step inside the arc. And a foul called on Lucic for holding.
3. Again, foul trouble. We talked about it. You just can't seem to stay out of foul trouble.
So will he stay in the game? Look at him trying to box, trying to block. It's like he's blocking as an offensive lineman there, keeping Ivlev out. And he goes to the line and makes the first. I've been impressed by Ivlev. I mean, he's kind of come out and done the dirty work today.
Again, he's in the starting 5 for a reason. The coach showing confidence in him.
He's really gotten more. He's gotten more production today from Ivlev and Antonov down low than he has Mozgov.
Yeah, it's a very good point. And Kurbanov as well.
And Kurbanov out.
Yeah. Mozgov quiet.
And yeah, Kurbanov has been a huge surprise. Well, not surprise, but a huge bonus. Match man inside, and Ivlev coming from behind. Looked like he may have caught Mozgov on the hand.
If you would have told me that Mozgov would have no points in the first half and that Russia would have a lead a minute from halftime, I don't know if I would have believed you. But that's a testament to these other guys really stepping up their play.
And Marjanovic misses. And all smiles for the Russian fans, including Andrei Kirilenko. He's got 11 points. He had 13 yesterday. Now he's got 12. So a minute and 11 seconds to go in the first half. Cooligan. I thought he was more effective in this role last night with Shved off. Oh, look at this. He rolls in. He goes up for the dunk.
Great play call there by the Russians. Just a little loop around for Cooligan as he shows off the athleticism throwing down the dunk.
He really is better in that role, though. I mean, when he takes over the Shved role, he plays better.
He does.
So I think he's kind of playing out of position. Or maybe he struggles when Shved's out there. And Marjanovic fouled.
Yeah, going to Cooligan this one. We can take a look at that last play by Russia.
Well, that's got to be one of the plays of the day.
Definitely. Just the execution.
Mark it down.
Just the execution alone.
And all of a sudden, that soft touch from Marjanovic has kind of left him here. He's missed that one. He's missed it at the line. So he comes out. Kuzmic comes back into the game. 35.7 seconds remaining. Marjanovic only has one foul, but he's going to sit down. 40-36. Russia again. Ivlev doesn't rush it. Takes it back outside. And Kuzmic reaches up, steals it, passes ahead to Jovic, and gets two back rather for Serbia.
That could be a big play. Just a little bit of momentum going into halftime if they can get another stop here.
Cooligan goes between his legs.
Got to take it. Step back.
He puts it up, and that's all.
Good challenge by Kuzmic.
Absolutely. So an intriguing game, to put it mildly. Russia have taken the lead 40-38 at halftime.
Taking a look at the halftime stats here. Russia hitting 2 threes in the last few minutes to build up a little bit of a lead, but a lot of Serbia's damage being done at the free throw line. 14 out of 17. And again, it's pretty even throughout. Obviously the score 2 points off with the assists, the steals, the rebounds. These two teams are hanging tough.
Russia getting a lift from some perhaps unlikely characters. Kurbanov, Barnesevich playing better tonight. And again, Russia cutting down on the turnovers, just 7 for the game. They lead it 40-38 at halftime. We'll be right back. 40-38, Russia winning against Serbia, and a real humdinger here on the second day of Group D action in Istanbul. And all you can do is tip your hat to Russia. They've come out with the right approach today. They've played physical, they've played smart. But the question is, how do you sustain this against a team like Serbia that quite clearly are going to make some adjustments at halftime?
Well, the biggest adjustment you expect them to make is just Bogdan Bogdanovic. 30 points last night, 1 point so far in the first half. Very, very quiet. Obviously everyone played yesterday, so you can't really use that as an excuse. He had a great game, but a player of his talent, you just expect him to bounce back after this 15-minute break.
Well, we haven't seen the best of Mozgov, and as games unfold, they're going to change. I mean, we didn't expect certainly some of the guys to make the contributions that they did in that first half for Russia. Kurbanov, very tough coming off the bench, for example. Yeah. We haven't seen the best of Fritzen by a long shot. Vorncevic has been much better today than he was last night. Yeah,
he's their second leading scorer right now with 8 points. And those 2 back-to-back threes were huge for them in that second quarter. Like you said, they're getting contributions from the other guys, the role players, as we like to say. But Shved still doing a great job creating, not just for himself, but for his teammates as well. Only 1 assist so far, but if you think about some of these open shots he created for those guys, that could be 3 or 4 assists easily.
Speaking of X factors, what about Guduric? I mean, he played very well in the second half yesterday. Hasn't figured into things so far today. So, they've got cards they can play that they haven't played yet. And again, you go back to Russia's performance last night, and even though they didn't play, I would say, exceptionally well, and you're going to be, to say they played well with 24 turnovers, you might be going out on a limb, but nevertheless, they got a win.
Right.
And it's so important to get a win in the group stage, because it's a tough group.
It is. And it just shows you how, strange basketball can be. Yesterday, Serbia gets a win against a supremely talented Latvia team, shooting 39%. Today, they're shooting 58% and they're down at halftime. Right? So you would think automatically, we shoot better, we should be in the lead, but it just doesn't work that way all the time. And, defensively, they have a few things to kind of wonder why are guys so open on the perimeter, why there would be so many uncontested three-point shots. But if there's a coach to make the adjustments at halftime, you'd expect Djordjevic to be one of those guys.
Oh, he'll definitely make adjustments.
And here, starting with Machvan now, starting the second half rather than coming off the bench.
And Mozgov will start the second half for Russia, along with Shved, Vorncevic, Kovstov, and Kurbanov. Second half action underway in Istanbul between Russia and Serbia. Russia coming out and edging it so far, 40-38. 11 points from Alexei Shved, but a lot of interesting performances coming off the bench as well, including from Kurbanov. Now, that's a good sign for Bogdanovic to come right out and get Serbia's first 2 points.
Yeah, his first field goal of the night as well.
Kurbanov backing up Bogdanovic, gets it back outside to Kovstov, and Kurbanov with the long rebound. Kurbanov again, and takes a little contact, and goes to the line.
Number 7, Bogdan Bogdanovic picks up his first individual and team's first. Servisinin birinci takımlar. And tonight for 2, Nikita Kurbanov.
Look at this. Is this a foul?
He's just giving up a lot of size and weight there.
Second one is good. So Russia back in front. Jovic up against Kovstov. shoot it? He does, and off the rim. Out of bounds. It'll be Serbia ball.
So Djordjevic electing to leave Lucic on the bench for the start of the second half with his 3 fouls. You know, he's been struggling to stay out of foul trouble.
Bogdanovic, he's going to keep putting them up. This time he hands it off to Jovic, wide open, looks at his feet. And probably not a bad scenario for Russia.
Yeah, Jovic
taking that shot.
Yeah, he doesn't look that comfortable shooting the 3 here so far in these last couple days.
Kostov kind of fades, misses, and then Vorncevic steals it, throws it in bounds, and now a technical foul has been called on Serbia for complaining about the call. They're saying that Vorncevic stepped out of bounds. Tony calls the technical. And Shved misses the free throw, so some missed FTs out there for Russia. Now 7 of 10.
Okay, yes, both sides. Thank you so much. It's okay like this.
And Kurbanov being told by the Italian referee to tuck his shirt in. And then you can hear the Italian referee saying, "Thank you so much." Shved,
nice pass.
Good pass to Mozgov, follows up his own miss. And then just having one of those games, Mozgov can't get it to go. And now jump ball call.
A quick whistle there for the Serbians, unfortunately.
So possession arrow. Look at this.
Mozgov with 2 chances right at the rim. Can't convert.
Shved, step back 3. And now Bogdanovic up ahead to Milosavljevic. Milosavljevic off 1 foot, hands it to Kuzmic, and doesn't go up strong at all against Mozgov.
Oh,
Shved, deep 3,
oh
wide
my
open.
goodness. Alexei Shved rocking Milosavljevic to sleep with a crossover and then pulling up for 3 from deep. Wow.
14 from him, 3 of 5 from 3-point range. And now the pass, tried to thread it through Mozgov, and for some reason, Russia can't get hold of the ball. And look at that. Ball's just kind of bouncing around. Nobody can pick it up.
I think he's just mad at himself more than anything.
Yeah, the Serbian fans shouting, wanting a technical. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Milosavljevic puts it up. And Vorncevic kept Matchvan on his back. Now Bogdanovic catches it, shoots it, and scores.
You knew that was going in. That's too much space for Bogdanovic. I'll tell you what, Jeff, this is going to be a really good half of basketball. Fans are getting into it.
Behind the leg, or through the legs dribble, and the foul.
Oh, travel on Mozgov.
Unbelievable.
I don't think he was expecting the ball to get there.
I wish we could see that again. The pass going through his legs. Look at this. Unbelievable. Why didn't Mozgov finish this off? This would have been one of the plays of the day. He's just not having a good day, is he, Mozgov?
Yeah, it took 1 little extra step there before getting the shot off. Apparently.
And Bazarevich said the same thing. Why didn't you just catch it and jam it home? Now the
Nice
pass.
cut.
And Vorncevic catches. Puts it over to Kostov back. over to Sved. He's starting to look like he wants to take over the game. Takes the foul from Matchvan.
Yeah, we talked about his confidence earlier. It takes a lot of confidence to throw a between the legs pass in traffic.
That was.
Oh, there's a crossover for the three-point shot by Sved. Yep. Loving it.
Just letting everybody know it was a three. I wonder which player coined that. Here's Sved.
A lot of people say Tracy McGrady.
Okay.
But, you know, it's up for debate. It's up for debate.
Jose Calderon always used to do it when he played for Spain.
Great extra pass.
Kovstov off the back of the iron. Kurbanov bats it out.
And Russia just making a lot of hustle plays here.
Well, they've got some size as well. It's not a small team.
11 offensive rebounds for Russia.
And Sved hears the whistle, but the foul, they're saying, is before the shot.
Well, the referee who called it, it seemed like he wanted to say 2 shots, but the baseline ref. That's
could have been. Look at Bazarevich. Could have been. What could have been?
Another nice move by Sved.
Kurbanov from the corner. Good! 3-pointer from the Kurbanator.
I like that one. I do like that one.
And Russia looking as if they're getting stronger as the game goes on here.
This is the man that needs.
It's Bogdan time. Bogdan Bogdanovic.
He's just so smooth and composed. Gets exactly where he wants to go. Knows how to finish around the rim. I mean, look at, yeah. With the right hand. That is not easy.
Almost flicks it up there at the end with disdain. Sved into Moskov, and this time he's able to score. Why doesn't he dunk it?
Yeah, especially Marjanovic coming around there.
Got to be careful. Big Boban.
But a good time to get your first field goal, and Sved doing a great job navigating his way. As Matchvan collapses.
Matchvan picks himself up. Oh, look at Marjanovic. Now he goes in, and Vorncevic flies in for the rebound.
You see Moskov running the floor here.
An offensive foul called on Moskov, and he has to be careful that he does not protesteth too much.
And we've seen that a lot throughout the tournament. Big guys running the floor, trying to get position, and having their arms out. And I guess if the defender runs into your arm, it's going to be a foul on you.
That's what he's saying. Don't talk to me like that. Calm down. You can't see it on your screen, but they're having words. Russian bench. He's going to come out.
It looked like Moskov's forearm might have gone into Marjanovic's neck area. Incidental contact, but nonetheless, it's, what, 3 fouls now on Moskov.
You know, Mazzoni was under fire last night from the Turkish coach who singled him out in the press conference. And he hasn't backed down. He's come out and been bold tonight. He's made the calls that he's seen. And now the kick, they're going to reset it to 14. You know, a win tonight for Russia, and they've got a long way to go, as Djordjevic knows. A win tonight could be the making of this team. I mean, they could start to build a little bit of momentum. Marjanovic fouled by Iliev before the shot. And that is foul number 2 on Russia in the quarter.
And 4 on Iliev, sorry. Bogdanovic rushing the shot a little bit, but it's nice to have Boban right there to collect the offensive boards.
The Serbia fans, I can't believe what they're seeing here. They're struggling against a team that had to play in the qualifiers. And the foul, is it Kuligan?
Bogdanovic with back-to-back post-ups.
So Kuligan picks up his 3rd. Lucic comes back in now with 3 fouls, and Bogdanovic goes to the line. You just know that it's Bogdanovic time, don't you? He's going to start having the rock in his hands. Milošević goes out of the game.
He needs to continue to be aggressive. You know, Bogdanović at minus 16 at the moment, and plus minus, which is almost shocking statistic.
Unbelievable. Makes just 1 of 2. I mean, in a tournament, day after day after day, you're not going to be playing A+, are you?
Unless your name's Dennis Schroeder, apparently.
Well, certainly in his first 2 games, he's been pretty good. Cooligan.
And Cooligan changed shoes at halftime, but it doesn't help him on that 3-point shot. Had on the light blue in the first half. Decided to go with the all black and a little bit of gold there.
You look at everything.
I'm big into sneakers. I can't really help it. Bogdanović.
Oh, Bogdanović for 3.
Ties it up.
What time is it?
I mean, this guy, 11 points already in the 3rd quarter in just 6.5 minutes.
Serbia fans up, making some noise behind their bench. Fritzen. Crucial minutes for Fritzen. He's really got to bring something. He's been tepid. Cooligan gets his feet set, misses, and now Marjanović to the rebound.
Bogdanović calling for the ball.
You'd almost think that they would want to deny him the ball. Now steps back for 3, and this is valid, but nobody boxed out Matchband. And then he misses with a putback. And Ivlev gets stuck in there, and Cooligan has it, crosses midcourt, back to Fritzen. And Šved says, just give it to me, and knocks in another 3. 4 of 8 from deep for Alexei Šved.
Now, although Šved and Bogdanović aren't really guarding each other, these two are going to have to be the catalyst for both of their teams the rest of the way.
Lucic throws it over Ivlev to Marjanović. And it's going to be called on Marjanović.
Another
the foul.
Offensive foul, battling for position. You see here, Šved's 3-point shot.
Boy, that was big. I mean, he's been the money man today once again for Russia. Kurbanov has the 9 points. Nobody else is in double digits but Šved. And here he is coming into the game. Guduric, number 23, he really sparked Serbia yesterday. Kuzmic also back into the game.
Yeah, Serbia's defense, not the right level of intensity like we saw yesterday against Latvia.
Well, how much did they expend yesterday? That's the question. Look at Cooligan, because that was a tough game. Quick pass into Antonov. Šved again gets some space. And Bogdanović brings it down.
In the game for Russia, this is number 30,
and you got both Cooligans in now. So Šved takes a seat, and Cooligan will, Dimitri will take his spot, I would think, up at the top, bringing the ball up the floor. Here's Bogdanović. Nobody's going to stop that.
And does a great job using Kuzmic's screen.
He's got 14 points.
After having just 1 at the half. Too much
and
space.
Oh,
Too much
Cooligan
space.
wide open, and Guduric says, I think I was supposed to get a hand in the face.
Serbia falling asleep here defensively. No one communicating as Guduric comes into the game not knowing who he's supposed to guard.
Russia shooting 10 of 26 from deep. Serbia 4 of 9. 44%. And now the ball goes out of bounds, back over to Russia. Every possession so important, you feel, for Russia and Serbia. It's a tight game. 55.4 seconds to go here in the quarter. So the younger Cooligan has it. Borjsevic hands it off to Fritzen, and Fritzen gets in on the act, and then he put the guns back in the holster.
Again, Fritzen, 15 threes at the last EuroBasket. That's his first one here this tournament.
Yeah, he had 15 threes and they didn't even get out of the group stage. In other words, he didn't even play that many games.
Right.
And the foul on Antonov.
Smart foul, they had one to give.
Second personal foul, and team's fault. Russian technical foul.
The tournament, Kurbanov back in and Zubkov back in. The tournament where he really distinguished himself for me was at the Olympic qualifying tournament 2012. Fritzen, he was 11 of 14, 78.6%. Then he was good at the Olympics as well in London. Here's Guduric, drives in.
Tough pass. Shot, game clock winding down here. Can he do it again?
Well, Fritzen's open, and this time off the back of the rim, but he had to take it. I think Russia will take it. They lead it 58-51 with 10 minutes to go. So from three-point range, that has been a big story tonight for Russia. 11 of 28, 39%. A lot of points coming from deep. A lot of those coming from Shved, but now others starting to step up. Dmitry Kuligin, Vitaly Fritzen, Vorashevich. And maybe the key for this Russia team, Josh, is, hey, they've got experience. They've got the Voraseviches. They've got Fritzen. If those two guys can get back to their best, this can be a dangerous team.
Definitely, and you know that you have Shved obviously being your main guy, able to create for himself. But these other guys, if you spot up, he will find you. And don't forget, they're doing a great job kind of moving the ball, getting wide open looks. Serbia breaking down defensively in ways that we didn't really see yesterday. Every shot for Latvia was contested, but today, Russia getting a lot of easy looks at the basket.
Look at that view coming from up high. You're a fan, you've just entered the game. You're behind press row, and you're looking down on the court. And now we're back to this wide angle as Zubkov in the game.
Yeah, Zubkov, only 3 minutes here so far. Hasn't had much of an imprint on the game.
And listen to this. You couldn't see it there, but there at the bottom of your screen, kind of to the right, Andrei Kirilenko is sitting. And he was just having a long kind of cross-the-court chat with Fritzen. And remember, Kirilenko used to be the leader of this team all the way through 2012 before he became the Russian Basketball Federation president. Now, what is this? A time issue, a scoreboard issue? Why have they gone back to the bench?
Yeah, I think that the scoreboard in the arena has gone out. So, but mentioning Kirilenko, unarguably probably the most famous Russian basketball player of all time. And it's just great to have that kind of presence sitting courtside and purely supportive as well.
Well, he's liking what he's seeing right now, and that man right there is not liking what he's seeing. But lest we forget, Serbia and Djordjevic, when they've had their great runs in 2 of the past 3 years, you see the scoreboard is out, Serbia have not been great in the group stage. They've had some struggles. They had struggles in 2014 in the group stage, losing to Spain, losing to Brazil, but still making it I think even losing to France, but France still making it all the way to the final. And then last year at the Olympics in Rio, they lost to the USA, they lost to Australia, still made it to the final. All about peaking at the right time, perhaps.
And obviously we know that they're missing Jokic alongside Teodosic and a couple of other guys, key players for them.
Who does this affect more, having this unexpected delay? You've got Russia playing well. You've got Serbia, perhaps, you know, maybe a little extra time can help them refocus.
Well, yeah, Serbia definitely struggling to score ever since the first quarter. Obviously, ended the first quarter up 21-18, but only scored 30 points since then over the last 2 quarters. And again, it's not necessarily poor shooting. It's more the decision-making and a lot of unnecessary turnovers. 14 turnovers total so far.
So not an ideal time for the shot clock to go out. The Russian fans, however, want to celebrate. They're up by 7, but you want to make sure you're celebrating by the end of the game.
And while we have this break in play, just to point out, obviously Spain yesterday won their first game 99-60 against Montenegro. Right now up 53-23 in the first half against the Czech Republic, a Czech Republic team that won their first game against Romania. So Spain, obviously not that much of a surprise, looking like one of the strongest teams here in the tournament. And France also getting their first win, 95-87 over Greece. So both of those teams now 1-1 after 2 games. And we're finally ready to get back to the action.
Yeah, you saw the scoreboard was ready, and I don't think anybody, in all honesty, expects Spain, certainly Spain, not to lose any games in Romania, with perhaps the exception of the Croatia game, one of their nemesis. But we shall see.
Croatia obviously have the other Bogdanovic.
And in it goes, and Marjanovic slams it home.
Again, that's just great offense, right? Hey, Marjanovic, stand right in front of the basket. We're going to pass you the ball so you can dunk it. Obviously not that simple, but that's what it looks like for Serbia right now.
So Guduric picks up the personal. Bazarevic looks on. How can I get our guys to hold on to this lead? And now the ball knocked away from him into the hands of Jovic. And then Kurbanov got a hand on it. Bogdanovic open, gets it to Marjanovic, and that is very close to an unsportsmanlike. I'm surprised almost they didn't call that.
Yeah, he was holding on to him for quite a while. Marjanovic significantly outplaying Mozgov here today. Fortunately for Russia, other guys have stepped up.
He's got the 16 points, and it looks like he's going back to his good form at the free throw line. Antonov is the man that has to guard him right now. How long can Russia go without having Vorontsevich out there? Bazarevic has to figure this one out. Guduric picks up another foul. And they don't have Shved on the floor. So some key personnel for Russia right now sitting on the bench. Fridzen is going to have to launch one and gets blocked from Jovic. And the ball goes out of bounds, and cheers from the Serbia fans applauding the defense. And Moskov is going to come back in and try to neutralize the Marjanovic factor, something he hasn't been able to do so far today. Antonov goes out. Marjanovic whips it to Guduric in the corner, over to Jovic, and that's where Guduric he gets his shot blocked. And Fritzen blocked the shot, but then it looked like he might have caught an elbow to the face.
And again, a lot of hesitation.
Watch this.
On these shots.
See if he catches him. Oh no, if he got him, I think he got him with the hand.
Well, Kobe Bryant a few years ago got called for a flagrant foul for that, for swinging his arm after the follow through for the Lakers. But Serbia passing up shots, and it ends up in a shot clock violation.
Well, Kovstov fouled while shooting the jumper. How long will he go? How long will he go? Let's look at Fritzen arguing with Mazzoni. Jovic goes out. How long will Basarevic go without bringing Shved back in the game?
I was just thinking about that. If you can keep this lead.
Remember, they were up 7. Jovic upset with his play.
If you can keep a 2-possession game to about the 7 or 6.5 minute mark with fresh legs. Meanwhile, you think about it, Bogdanovic has been basically played the whole second half without a breather, so.
Doesn't look tired either. Kovstov makes just 1 of 2, 4-point lead. And he has the assignment, the tough assignment on Bogdanovic. Over to Lucic, hand in the face, doesn't matter, he hits the 3.
Nice pass from Marjanovic.
His little,
the defense will collapse there.
His little tete-a-tete with Kurbanov has been an interesting one today. Kurbanov had been winning that battle. There's Zubkov for 3. And foul on Kurbanov.
And here comes Shved. So even a little bit sooner than we expected. But again, it's a 1-point game. And Russia does not want to see that lead evaporate.
So Shved in and Fritzen out. And Kovstov with a push on Bogdanovic. That is the 3rd team foul now on Russia. And it looks like both of these teams are going to end up going into the bonus sooner rather than later. Each team has 3 fouls in the quarter. They're inbounding the ball right in front of Andrei Kirilenko. You can see him sitting there. Bogdanovic. And again, Marjanovic, they can't keep the ball out of his hands, and he is fouled from behind.
These will be free throw attempts, 12 and 13 for Marjanovic. Meanwhile, Moskov has yet to go to the free throw line.
So doing a lot of his damage at the stripe tonight is Marjanovic. 10 of 12. And makes both. Yep. Bogdanovic actually gets the assist for that, dumping it down low.
So Serbia regains the lead on a couple of free throws by Marjanovic.
That's 14 fouls now on Serbia. And Guduric. You can see he's on Shved like white on rice. Here's Shved. Tries to get a little space. Hands
Nice
it off
pass.
to Moskov, and it's time, he says. I'm just going to have to dunk this. He says, I can't miss any more easy ones. Get out of my way. Now Bogdanovic. Moskov, 4 points today, as you've pointed out. Had 20 yesterday. Marjanovic turns, puts it up, misses, and Kurbanov comes down with it. And Russia, well, a little momentum going back their way, and he hands it off to Moskov. Oh! And this time, they're going to say goal interference.
So the hand went through the net, it seemed like, through the rim. Get a closer look at that one. But back-to-back lovely passes from Alexei Shved to Mozgov, feeding the big man.
What? What a sequence. So yeah, it looks like Marjanovic went through the rim. Points in the paint. Serbia had a lot of joy getting the ball inside to Marjanovic. Marjanovic has a game high 19 points. This group, I would have said before today, Belgium. I would have said before today, Russia would be one of those teams scrapping for that 4th place. Because again, look at the 3-point shooting today. They weren't that impressive last night against Turkey, in my opinion. But to come out here and play this way against Serbia, if they can get the win and build some momentum, you know, the possibilities are there. They'll get the wind in their sails. They could, you know, this might be what they need to trigger a real run. That was the replay there of Marjanovic going through the rim.
And a great pass by Shved, who draws what seems to be the entire Serbian defense as he gets into the lane.
Mozgov was looking around. You're going to call that? There's Djordjevic. 2 medals in the 3 years that he's been at the helm, including an Olympic silver. And they finished 2nd at the World Cup in 2014. They were 4th at the last EuroBasket. Now inside, Kuzmic misses, and the ball batted over to Kurbanov. And now Shved has it. Less than 6 minutes remaining. Pass to Kurbanov, wide open. And a lot of red shirts under there for the rebound. Matchvan open. He misses everything. What was that about? And the ball saved in bounds, and Shved's got it. Shved back to Varncevic. And they get it to Mozgov. He makes the shot and will also go to the line.
Well, Mozgov really stepping up here in the 4th quarter. At 6 points now in the last 2-3 minutes.
Chance of Mozgov from the Russian fans. And it was on Matchvan. So Matchvan, and that is going to bring Marjanovic right back into the contest. Now, will he replace Matchvan or Kuzmic? Probably Kuzmic.
Well, Kuzmic 0 for 4 so far tonight, so you obviously want to get Marjanovic back in there, but he's played a lot of minutes, 17 minutes.
Meanwhile, now don't forget Bogdanovic out of the game. Milosevic is back in at number 12. Jovic back in. So, interesting part of the game. You know, your biggest weapon really other than Marjanovic is Bogdanovic. He's out. So somebody's got to step up for Serbia. Who will it be? Will it be this man? Milosevic takes the bump and was fouled before the shot. He is tough. Look at this.
Yeah, Milosevic, one of those guys who just plays hard the entire time he's out there.
That's right, they're already in the bonus, so he takes 2 free throws. Serbia at the line today, doing a good job. 11 of 13. He's got 8 points. Only makes 1 of 2. That one was in and out. And now a hold has been called on Serbia, on Milosavljevic. Here it is again. Look at this. And I mean, he was picked. I didn't even see him grab him. But referee's closer to the play. And the Russian fans can't quite believe it. Their team is back up by 7. If I'm Russia, I just sag a little bit on Jovic. And what a drive! But they're going to say the foul was before the shot. I mean, your primary three-point threats right now. Kurbanov picks up his 3rd foul. This man here can hit it, Lucic. And Milosavljevic. But I might be tempted to change up the D a little bit. But then again, you know, they've been so effective playing man. Maybe you don't want to change it. So yes. Lucic misses the first one.
Serbia doesn't have the outside shooting they've had in years past necessarily. Outside of Bogdanovic, really an 0 for 2 from Lucic.
No Simonovic in this team. No Teodosic. No Nedovic. Kurbanov takes the bump and makes the shot. And they're starting to look pretty dangerous now. They have extended their lead.
That's not an easy shot, almost behind the backboard. As the extra little drop step, this is the separation from Lucic. Picks up his 4th foul.
Well, misses the free throw. Now 11 of 16 are Russia. 69% at the line. Jovic into Bogdanovic. Trying to post up Kovstov.
They'll send him to the line.
Kovstov says, what am I supposed to do? So Bogdanovic back to the charity stripe. But plenty of time. Time is not the issue. The issue for me now for Russia is how do you defend this guy? They're trying to guard him with Kovstov, but I'm not sure that's going to work. Makes both.
Yeah, Bogdanovic is going to have the ultimate green light as they go to a 2-2-1 press here, zone press for Serbia. And we know Russia struggled yesterday against Turkey against the pressure, but able to break it down pretty easily this time around.
They got Varncevic back out there as well. Now Shved. And his pass intercepted and knocked away. And quickly Jovic hands it off. And three-point play opportunity for Lucic. Why did Shved make that pass? Kuzmic had an easy, he just batted it away. Look at this. And that triggers the break for Jovic. He says, I'm off.
A nice unselfish pass there. And Lucic able to finish with the left hand, avoiding the contact. Well, drawing the contact and then
avoiding the block.
Avoiding the block for them.
So timeout on the court, 3:44 remaining. So Bazarevic trying to take the steam out of this comeback. second chance points. Russia been a part of their success.
Good, jasno, ajmo iz ovdje. Ej, trebaju nam sve udre za redom. Sve udre za redom samo, ajmo.
With Serbia within striking distance with just under 4 minutes to go. Only down 5, and again we see this Lucic get his chance at a and 1 here to complete the 3-point play.
So Vlad the Lad goes to the line and misses the free throw. And Djordjevic saying it should be Serbia ball. But the ball goes over. Here you go. Watch again. Whew. Well, maybe it did go off Lucic from that angle. There's Boban. Didn't like it. So it's a 5-point game. Whew. Passing it right behind the back of Jovic. He wasn't paying attention. And to Mozgov, back outside. Shved, shot clock winding down. Shved puts up a jumper and gets it in fall.
A little bit off balance even. Looked like the ball was kind of moving around.
21 points. 21 points for Shved. Crunch time again, folks. These teams only do crunch time. Bogdanovic. And misses everything. Good hustle from Milosavljevic, but the shot clock doesn't reset. Bogdanovic says, here, let me make it this time, but again off the back of the iron. Bogdanovic gets inside, back outside to Milosavljevic. Goes between his legs, guarded by Varncevic.
Nice
and makes the pass to Kuzmic. And 1, and that's what second chances do for you. What a pass from Milosavljevic. And Nikola Kalinic says, that's it, boys. I can't play this summer, but just keep going.
That was an unbelievable pass to find Kuzmic, who finally gets his first field goal of the night.
4 fouls, meanwhile, on Mozgov. And Varncevic gets it across midcourt, then tries to find some space. 4-point lead. Shved puts up a 3. And Kurbanov got his nose in there but wasn't able to come up with the ball. Instead, it's Kuzmic. Now Bogdanovic,
nice
quick pass to Kuzmic. And it goes off of Kuzmic. And
the right idea, just couldn't get the pass on the money there. 4-point game, 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. You take a look at this turnover by Serbia. Again, Serbia only had 5 turnovers yesterday, 16 already here tonight.
Shved goes behind his back. Varncevic and to Mozgov. And Mozgov turns and scores with the left hand.
Big finish by Timofey Mozgov.
And Djordjevic says we need to call timeout. So it's the second timeout by Serbia. Still some twists in the tail in this one, trust me. What do you think it's caught Serbia by surprise today, if anything? from this Russia team.
Well, they should have definitely known that Alexei Shved was going to be looking for his three-point shot. I would have said that. But they didn't think they would get probably didn't expect for Rusevic to get his 8 points. You know, obviously Moskov getting 11, 9 of those in the fourth quarter. So that's not so much of a surprise. But they're probably most impressed with their Russia defense. Russia did not seem like they were going to be, you know, able to slow down the Serbian offense. And that's exactly what's happened here tonight. Only 68 points for the Serbs after having 92 yesterday.
And also they might be surprised they haven't been able to cause more chaos because Russia just had a lot of turnovers last night. And they've cut that in half tonight. They've only had 12. And Serbia have had their own turnover problems. They've turned it over 16 times. And Russia have capitalized big time. They've scored 25 points off those turnovers. You know, well, who do you blame for that? Bogdanovic misses, and the push on Matchvan or Marjanovic. No, it's on Marjanovic. So his third foul. And now, Matchvan has just hurt his team by arguing.
And again, you can't show any kind of, you know, you can be frustrated, of course, but you can't be demonstrative to the referees.
So the 2 free throws will be taken by Ivlev, and then a technical foul. And this could have been a huge trip down the floor. And now Shved will try to make one of the 3 free throws that Russia will be taking. This will be the technical free throw. And now Matchvan is giving a long glare at one of the referees. And he's like, did they call a technical on me? And Shved makes one. So it makes it a 3-possession game with 1:38 to go, and Russia have the ball.
And Shved equals his total from yesterday, 22 points.
That's I mean, that is a horrible, horrible play by Matchvan. You give away the technical, it also ensures you're going to give them possession after the free throws.
Yeah, they are fortunate Iliev missed those 2 free throws.
But even so, Shved has it, and now he has it taken away. Bogdanovic pulls up for 3. Go!
That is a tough shot by Bogdanovic.
And instead of a potential 6-point trip down the floor, they get 1 point, and with the steal, Bogdanovic comes down and hits a 3 on the break. How quickly things can change around.
And Bogdanovic always has the same look in his eyes, just so focused, so poised. Yeah, we talked about his superstar status yesterday as he had one of the top plays.
Rusevic over to Kurbanov. Russia content to take more time off the clock. And the bounce pass goes off of a Russian foot, and they're going to put 14 back on the clock. I mean, you got to play and try to get a good shot, but you're also conscious that you want to take time off the clock. So you got 14 seconds, and basically it seems like with Russia, it's get the ball to Alexei and let him create at this point.
Yeah, a lot of trust in his isolation ability and also his, his decision making, as he hasn't really been forcing the shots too much here tonight. Obviously, we've seen a lot of nice little dump-off passes to Moskov. He's got in the lane, but also kicking out to shooters. And even though Kugelin hasn't really been in the game much the second half, I guess because he changed shoes, he lost a little bit of his mojo.
Well, I don't think he plays as well when he's on the court with Shved. Yeah, I think when he's out of the game, then that he has more chance to shine. Had one of the plays of the game with that dunk. That seemed like that was last week. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, Bogdanovic, again, only 1 point at halftime, 19 now for the game. As we see his highlights.
Unbelievable. I mean, he's a natural. I mean, he's just a scorer, isn't he?
He is just a very, very, very good basketball player.
So both he and Marjanovic with 19 points. See, those are his shooting numbers. Kovtsov's going to inbound it. Will they like to take some time off the clock? I guess at this stage you're not too preoccupied with that. Shved. And, oh, nice bounce pass, Kurbanov.
Great
and then
defense.
Bogdanovic takes it away. And then on the break, it's Mačvan over to Milosavljevic. And,
good
then
footwork.
he puts up and draws the foul. He had nowhere to pass it, and then he turned with his footwork and said, I've got a shot.
Well, he remembered that he was pretty close to the basket, and Kovtsov kind of forgetting basic fundamental principles of defense. You got to stay between your man and the basket. Gives him the lane.
And if he makes this one, it'll be a 2-point game.
So we're in for a thrilling finish here in Istanbul. That's a big miss.
He does miss that one. And now you have to wonder, well, Russia will play defense, but then might Russia foul the next time to prevent Serbia from attempting a 3.
Both teams 1 timeout left. A basket here pretty much seals the deal for Russia.
Oh boy, tough pass called by Mozgov. Now Shved has it,
do it
puts up a
again?
3, and he misses that one.
You gotta go, 5 seconds.
You gotta foul, you gotta foul.
Shoot. Oh, you gotta shoot that.
They're up 3. If you foul them, you put them on the line to take 2, surely. But did they do that knowingly? That's the question. Yeah.
Right there, Bogdanovic has to know he needs to
Absolutely,
launch it at
you're
the
right.
basket.
You're right.
And we got 3 free
Yeah,
throws.
you can see Bazarevich shouting foul, foul, foul all the way down.
And
so
again,
now
it's crazy how in the last few years these kind of situations have just always come forward, right? You're up 3. What are you supposed to do?
well, certainly if you're Bogdanovic, you make the first free throw. If you don't, you're going to miss the second one regardless. And if he doesn't make this one, I think he'll make it. And then the second one, they'll bout for the rebound.
Only
obviously.
2.5 seconds left. If you're Russia, you want to get your big guys in there to make sure you secure that second rebound.
From a rebounding standpoint tonight, Russia have held their own. They've out-rebounded Russia. Excuse me, they've out-rebounded Serbia 30-28.
Mozgov 8 rebounds.
Meanwhile, crucially, Bogdanovic tonight, 4 of 6 at the free throw line. So he hasn't been perfect by any stretch.
You see Djordjevic telling the guys on the perimeter to make sure they crash as well.
Yeah, this could be other teams watching this game and seeing how it's going to impact them. If Russia win this game, they'll have the advantage over Turkey since they beat them in a potential tiebreaker. Turkey going to have to come out and not only win tonight against Great Britain, but arguably get 2 other wins. I'm not sure that's dawned on anybody yet.
It's important for Bogdanovic to remember to focus on his first free throw. Because if you're thinking miss with the second one, a lot of times that can infiltrate your mindset and you miss the first one by accident. So he has to make this free throw.
And Kalinic says, what are we going to do? We're going to miss the first one. Oh, that is not the one he wanted to miss. Unbelievable. Now they're going to try to bat it out for 3. They need a minor miracle right now, don't they?
You see the Russians boxing out on the perimeter as well.
And they're not going to get it done. And there you have it, folks. That is quite possibly the biggest win for Russian basketball in a very long time since the bronze medal win at the Olympics in 2012. And big Boban Marjanovic. Look at Andrei Kirilenko applauding. I mean,
yeah, standing ovation, of course, from these Russian fans, including Kirilenko.
You gotta salute Russia after this one. I mean, they played so much better tonight than they did last night, and now you have to wonder about the possibilities for this Russia team. Serbia will bounce back. I don't think there's any question about that.
Well, Serbia comes back on Monday to face off against the host Turkey. Meanwhile, Russia will be playing Belgium on Monday.
Great win for Russia. Look at that. Look at the numbers. And more, you know, this is a team that can get better. I mean, they got better in 2007 when they won the title. They weren't firing on all cylinders by any stretch of the imagination early on. 14 turnovers for Russia.
Game statistically. But again, the star power of Alexei Shved and Timofey Moskov in that fourth quarter really able to secure this win for Russia and put them alone at the top of the standings no matter what happens in the next game, as they're the only team to win both opening games in the Group D.
Borsevic had the 3 steals. Let's look at some of these stats here. Jovic with the 3 steals, the block, Fritzen, Cooligan, Bogdanovic had the 3 turnovers. Shved with once again leading the scores for Russia, and this time the game high 22. Both Bogdanovic and Marjanovic had 19 points. But is this now a game going to be the making of Russia as they try to, well, turn it up a notch to get back to the good old days? You know, tournament play, there's a lot of games to be played. But they're a team. Don't forget, they didn't get out of the group stage for the last 2 EuroBaskets.
Well, it's looking like they're going to be able to get out of this stage here in 2017 as we take a look at some of the highlights. And again, Alexei Shved, just a major difference maker, playing at a very, very high level. Here's that crossover 3 that he hit.
Well, I think you got to tip your hat to the likes of Ivlev. Came out, played very well in the low post in the first half. I mean, Mozgov didn't really get it going until late. Mozgov finished with 11 points, 8 rebounds. Borsevic played well in the first half, ended up with 8 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. And Kurbanov, boy, he was a real warrior tonight. 11 points, 7 rebounds. And Borsevic also had the 3 steals to lead the way. He had for his team. Stefan Jovic had the 3 steals for Serbia. Seaman Antonov as well played 13 minutes, but played well enough in the first half that did not allow Serbia to get out and establish that big lead when you thought they might.
Right. And it also kept Mozgov out of foul trouble as they were able to rotate big bodies in there to kind of, you know, limit Marjanovic's effectiveness, even though he did finish with 19 points. You see there,
they
Antonov
did.
just battling constantly with Marjanovic.
They did have, you know, they did go up by 6 points.